We are Five Alive. I am Bobby T.
And I'm Martin.
And I'm coming at you with why the 80s ruled.
And why they sucked.
I think you're wrong.
1982.
So, we've been doing a series of the 1980s because
Yes.
we had a conversation where you said the 1980s sucked.
They really did.
And I wholeheartedly disagree. In some spots, I have to agree because there was some pretty bad stuff. And 1982 is not going so well for me.
So far, we're tied 1-1. We both agreed that 1980 sucked and 1981 ruled.
1981 was excellent.
All right.
That was a good year. So, going on, we're in the same format. We're going to do movies, then music, some other pop culture things that had happened, and of course, wrestling.
There you go.
All right. So, first one's movies.
All right.
For my pros, I guess we'll say the number one movie that year was Gandhi. And it apparently won everything
Yes, it
you
did.
could win.
Yes.
I have seen Gandhi once, and I fell asleep because
That is the proper response to Gandhi.
yes, that's pretty. So, nerd-wise, this
Yes.
was this 1982 was a good year for the nerds. You had Wrath of Khan, Rocky 3, so already two
Oh, yeah. Very
awesome
good.
movies.
Yep.
Tron,
Yep.
the Twilight Zone movie, which has always been a favorite of mine. I love that movie.
You love watching old character actors die by
Old
helicopter.
men and little kids. Blade Runner and Thing.
Yep.
So boy, like
Not
those
to
are
mention-
just.
Not to mention Fast Times and
Yep.
The Wall.
And also, yeah, Pink Floyd's The Wall. Also, we had The Toy with Richard Pryor that year, and Dark Crystal.
Children, don't watch The Toy.
Yeah, no,
Just don't. It was a different time in this
it was
country.
that is you know what? Over on OSW Review, they have a song. It's their theme song, and the theme of it is it was acceptable in
Yes,
the '80s, and they are talking about The Toy.
It was barely acceptable in the 80s.
It was Richard Pryor as a reporter
The
who
most
takes
racist movie ever.
he takes a job as a janitor in a toy store
For Jackie Gleason.
for Jackie Gleason,
Yes.
who is the big boss. He's actually Master Bates is what they call him. His last name is Bates, and his son Eric chooses his favorite toy, which is actually Richard Pryor.
So my question becomes, how much cocaine were they on?
All of the
when they
cocaine.
approved this?
I think Pablo Escobar may have been a producer of cocaine. So yeah, he basically becomes a indentured servant
It's awful.
to a
Just stop
ginger
talking.
kid.
He won't stop talking.
Oh, Jackie Gleason's in the clan.
Stop talking.
Yeah. Oh, it doesn't get better. They say the N-word a lot.
Good God.
1982, folks. All right, so we had some pretty good movies this year, though.
Okay.
Now let's hear the other side because I know there's one
so
you're going
again,
back for.
you dropped the bombshell first, Gandhi.
Oofa, oofa.
But then also the second most popular movie that year, Tootsie.
Yes. I did see Tootsie was on the list. Yikes.
And Best Little Whorehouse of Texas was another one in the
That
top
was
10,
that was him.
starring Dolly Parton's boobs. In the early 1980s were big Dolly Parton years, apparently.
They really were. You had 9 to 5.
And Best Little Whorehouse of Texas.
Yeah, she had a couple things going on there. in the 80s.
And finally, Annie, rounding out the top 10.
Oh, well, that's
Yeah.
good because you missed out on one very important movie,
Oh, what was that?
Grease 2. Oh. Yikes.
I did miss out on that. You know why?
Yikes
Because
on
I've
yikes.
blocked Grease 2 from my memory.
We all have tried. So,
You can't stay here, Jeff Conaway. You just can't.
I feel like this is a weird year, and I almost half want to call it a wash when it comes to movies because there was some really bad stuff, and then there was the stuff like Blade Runner.
Yeah, no, I'm
So
fine with
I
that.
think we'll call this a push on movies for
Yep.
1982.
That's fine.
Which brings us to music. And so again, 1982. I had said earlier, oh yes, he's licking his chops because I know what he's going for. So 1982 for me was the year of the mixtape. And what I mean by that is I gotta say a good 5 or 6 songs are mixtape fodder that go on like
a
everyone's
good
mixtape.
singles
Yeah,
year,
tons
not
of
a good
singles.
album year.
No, yeah, exactly. It was a huge singles year. Those singles being Survivor's Eye of the Tiger, which had a lot to do with Rocky 3 coming out. Land Down Under by Men at Work, Come On Eileen, Africa by Toto, Don't Stop Believing by Journey, and You Got Another Thing Coming by Judas Priest.
Okay.
So a really good year of
Yeah.
awesome
Now,
singles.
can I ruin your mixtape?
No, hold on. Let me talk a little bit more about good stuff before you say what you're going to say. So that year we also had Iron Maiden's Number of the Beast had come out and gave us Run to the Hills.
Yes.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
wow.
No, that's good.
Now, hit me with the cockroach that just will not die in this nuclear wasteland that is.
So,
the
as I've
80s.
stated previously, the early 1980s were good Dolly Parton years. Who actually has talent? Unfortunately, they were also big Olivia Newton-John years, who is the demon I have brought
God damn it.
up in the past 2 segments we've done, and I will continue to bring up until she dies.
She's my foil. Like, no matter how much
Yeah.
good I come up
Yeah.
with.
Oh, you think that's
She's
the
got
worst
me.
of it? You think that's the worst of it?
It's
You got
not even the
nothing.
worst. So, what we're talking about here is Let's Get Physical.
Yeah, Let's Get
the
Physical.
song that came out in 1980 somehow gained popularity in late
I
1981.
just want to apologize. I just want to apologize on behalf of white people.
Well, she's Australian. You can at least say, okay, maybe it's something that's going on
nope,
down there.
Nope. It's because
so
white people loved that.
it
that
comes-
song. They had to have.
They had to have. So it came in 1980. It then festers around for a little while.
Yep.
Picks up steam at the end of 1981.
Yep.
Gets
And
like, I
is
think it's
still
at 6
number
to
1
8
in
6 to 8
January.
weeks.
Yeah.
And it's still number 1 in January of
January
1982. And it gets single of the year,
Yep.
I believe, for both years.
Yes.
How insane is that? That stuff doesn't happen anymore. It's
All right. You
Olivia Newton, damn John.
done? I look. That was bullet 1. I've got at least 7 more.
Now here's what's funny. I actually write in my notes, Olivia Newton-John, Physical, was the best-selling single. Olivia Newton-John won't stop. Like, it's just written
She
like,
can't
no joke,
stop.
just won't stop.
She can't stop. She won't stop. So
Oh boy. Here we
yeah,
go.
just stretch it out. All right,
Yep.
so first one up. I Can't Go For That by Hall & Oates.
So you're gonna
Now-
go for Yacht Rock first,
Now
huh?
that song is great, if only for the small bit in the Mighty Boosh in which he dances to explain why he can't go for something. That Edmund said it song's terrible.
It's absolutely awful.
Centerfold by Jay Giles Band.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
I actually have a friend who, when the days of Columbia House were around, and this is probably mid-90s at this point.
So for those who don't know, which is everyone, because this is on YouTube, Columbia House
Yeah.
was a racketeering company that you would send them a penny, and they would send you they
Like
would send you
7 CDs.
7 CDs or 7 tapes, which were what you had before CDs, and then you would be beholden to them to buy tapes every month.
You would
for
have
the
to make a
next
deal. Yeah.
7 years.
It would be like you have to buy 8 tapes at the full price, and now this is when a CD was like $35.
Exactly.
So, and then they would sell you. You'd say, "Oh, I like heavy metal." So once a month they would sell you. They would send you something and say, "If you don't like it, send it back," knowing that it's an absolute pain in the ass to send something back in the 1980s and 90s.
Yes.
But didn't matter. They would just send you this stuff and then say, "Oh, we're going to come after you with these credit agencies and people."
As I stated, racketeering.
Oh yeah, well one of everyone's favorite things is going, "Oh, my name is John Smith."
Exactly.
And then what's the dog's name? Fido. Fido Smith. He
Santos
wants 8
L.
tapes.
Halper.
Yeah. So you just keep getting these things so that you have 10 people in a house, all wanting apparently AC/DC records.
Awful.
So
I'm not done.
you're not. Keep going, Columbia House.
Don't You Want Me by Human League.
Oh jeez.
Jack and Diane by John Cougar Mellencamp.
Hey, I can rock out to that. I remember
actually,
when
I'm
that
sorry.
video
He
came
wasn't
out.
Mellencamp yet. He was just John Cougar.
He's John Cougar. at
And
this point. Yep.
the shotgun blast to blow your head off. 8675309.
That was 1982. Oh wow.
Otherwise known as Tommy Two-Tone.
Tommy Two-Tone Jenny.
The worst.
Yeah, so in this year was actually a pretty big year for Ozzy Osbourne also. Ozzy in Des Moines ate the bat.
Uh-huh.
That was 1st.
Right.
Then pisses on the Alamo.
Okay.
Gets kicked out of there.
Yep.
Then in the same year, Randy Rhoads dies.
No. That's a shame.
This is
Did
like
you not
3
hear
in
me
a
say
row.
Tommy Two-Tone?
You still harping on
Dude,
Two-Tone, huh?
you have not stated one thing that refutes Tommy Two-Tone.
No, absolutely not. It was all bad.
There was some good stuff, like you mentioned. You also, one of the movies you did not mention, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, came out. Mm-hmm. But
Amazing soundtrack
I would say
on that,
say
too.
music you lost that
Yeah,
year.
that was a lose. Yeah, no,
was a loss.
music you lost in '82. So now we move on to some of the other things that
Mm-hmm.
were happening, and an absolute loss this year. I'm going to switch sides at the
Yeah.
table here and say, see, here's something bad that happened: the birth of Lil Wayne,
Yeah.
1982.
Yeah,
Yikes! Also, Grease 2, going
Yeah,
back
exactly.
to the Olivia Newton-John just will not.
I've got
fucking
chills.
Die. No, and that one, that was the first one. The second one had the song
Again.
"Let's Go Bowling."
Again, blocked it out.
Oh, no,
Everything
I,
you're saying.
I saw it. And there's a motorcycle scene and
Everything
everything.
you're saying, I got nothing.
Yeah, no Grease Lightning. They have a motorcycle instead.
Not listening.
So we'll skip on to wrestling.
Yes.
All right, so this
wrestling
was
was a
big year.
Big year.
It was, well, see, here's the weird part. It was a big year. There was a couple really big things that happened, and then
But-
everything else was fodder in
Yes.
between.
Nothing really crazy happened.
No, nothing crazy happened, but a lot of big pieces were put into place. One of them being Meltzer's WON.
Wrestling Observer report or
Newsletter.
Newsletter was started. WCCW down in Dallas began, which brought us the Von Erich family.
Mm-hmm. That year,
as well
Georgia
as-
Wrestling also became WCW.
Yep.
This was very early on in that.
And then Vince bought WWE from his dad.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, also, one of your favorites, Petey Williams was born.
oh well, that's nice. The Canadian Destroyer.
Now, actually, something really big happened that year for wrestling and put wrestling on a big stage, and that was Jerry Lawler and Andy Kaufman.
Andy Kaufman.
Was 1982. Andy Kaufman used to wrestle women.
Yeah,
and
he was
declared
a
himself
comedian who would declare himself the intergender.
He's the
wrestling
intergender
champion.
wrestling champion. And he would go on David Letterman and really wrestle women and pin them right there. And he'd bring a referee and everything.
Yep.
He was the ultimate heel. And in this year, Lawler basically says, you're making a mockery of what we do.
Yep.
Totally gets in his face and slaps him.
Yeah.
And then Kaufman, being who he is, comes in and he's got a neck brace
Yes,
and
and-
you hurt me and I'll
yep.
sue you and I'm from New York. And he's in Tennessee.
Yep.
And he's screaming.
Oh yeah.
He is everything they hate.
And it's
It was some of the best heel
glorious.
work to
Yeah.
ever have been
if
done.
you ever get a chance, watch the Man of the Moon does a nice job of recapping
Yeah,
it.
they do a very
but
good
the
job.
actual tapes are amazing.
Yeah, when you hear him yelling at people in Knoxville, Tennessee to shut up, that they're rednecks, and
Right.
I'm from New York
Yeah,
City,
yeah.
and he would puff his chest out and everything,
Yeah.
and these people were just venomous.
You think Roman Reigns gets healed?
Oh no, this is
this is nothing.
this
compared.
is just the
This
worst.
is- yeah.
And this is from a time when they loved him from being on Taxi.
Exactly.
So they see him on TV and movies and stuff,
And then
and they
he
go,
just
we love this guy, and then he gets
turns
out
it
and-
around and just heel work. That Kevin Owens aspires to.
yeah, this is it's Owens level heel work. Well, I guess it's Kaufman level. heel work.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
I gotta say, this year, 82 is a hard year to judge. I mean, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna give it a. Yeah, the movies were good and the wrestling was good, though. I mean, the
Nope.
music sucked.
Nope. The movies were pushed.
Okay, the movie was a push. Okay, so then I guess
Cultural
your
events.
argument against is Tommy Two-Tone, and my argument for would be Vince buys WWF.
Which
Tommy
is a good
Two-Tone's bad,
and
but-
a bad thing.
I mean, we owe our wrestling life to Vince McMahon. At
It
the
was
end
good
of
and
the
a
day.
bad thing, my friend.
It-
A
hey.
good and a bad thing.
So I'm gonna, you know what? I'll give this it's a push.
Yeah.
We got to call it a push.
All right. So it's still 1-1.
All right, yeah, 1-1 in 1982. So next up,
1982 is a push.
1983.
1983.
What does Olivia Newton-John have in store for us?
Hopefully death.
No, because she's still alive.
Damn it.
It's 2017.
When?
I don't know. I saw a picture of her, so my guess is 2157 according to her current aging pattern. Looking good,
God.
Olivia. I'll tell you that much.
I've never, before, she was a non-entity in my life. But now, I pray for her death.
now you just realize how deep she's ingrained.
Just the...
She's deep.
You have to understand, folks, that song is the worst
Can
type
we
of claptrap.
Talk about
that-
the video.
Oh no,
The
no, we
video's
can't.
even worse.
I'm sure it is.
It's Sweat into the Oldies with more neon and tile.
Is Richard Simmons there though?
I think so.
No?
I think it's pre Sweat into the Oldies Richard Simmons, which is not a good.
It's all around terrible.
It's all pretty bad. Olivia Newton-John, you are the reason why the '80s was bad.
So far, she is.
Right now, it's
She's
somewhere.
really helping my argument.
It's somewhere between the Village People making an X-rated, G-rated film and Olivia Newton-John taking air.
Seriously, watch Can't Stop the Music if you want to see a dude hang dong.
So, with Martin hitting the microphone for the 9,000th time, we are Five Alive, and I am Bobby T.
I'm Martin. Be sure to click, like, share, subscribe, comment below, or follow us at 5AliveVP on Twitter, Facebook, and the Instagrams. See, that's how that's done, son.
Oh, well, it's so hard. So, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get physical, physical. I'm going to get physical. Let's get it together now.
No.
Let me hear your body talk.
No.